She's a health coach and corporate trainer. I should say that I've seen Maria for the last 4 or 5 months, and she really helped me to continue my journey of recovery. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Hello. So we'll be talking more about environment, and I will make more specific about anxiety, depression, and how people in the higher levels of corporate organizations that find themselves there and feel rather helpless. So Monday morning, my first appointment is Paul. I'm meeting for the first time. Paul is 48 years old, and he looks picture perfect. He's very nicely dressed. He tells me about his wonderful family and his 2 kids. He overlooks the ocean from his house that he owns. He owns property all over the world in prestigious destinations. He goes to the gym regularly. He travels a lot for business and pleasure, and he's always in service traveling. He has also successful friends. But this is his corporate image. This is the thing that you see in the first moment you meet him. But as we're talking, Paul's private reality is left down on the surface. So when Paul goes home, he starts wondering and judging himself with thoughts, am I good enough? He's wondering how he can balance taking care of others and himself. His wife and his children are constantly complaining he's not present. And sometimes he's not physically present, but other times he's physically present, but mentally and emotionally absent. Either because he's in his phone or the laptop, or he has a late night call, or also because he's just burned out. He can't be there, he can't support it. He works too much, he's exhausted, depressed, and burned out. He needs constant validation. And I want to talk a bit about that because when we don't validate ourselves, when we don't know what we need external validation, this means that the location of our identity is external. So that creates a lot of anxiety because we need everyone to tell us amazing or wonderful, do a very good job. And that's tiring. It can lead to increased anxiety, depression, and suicidality. So Paul often feels empty when he's alone, and he can't sleep. And in order to fall asleep and switch off the racing thoughts instead, he will drink a little bit too much. Some people drink, some people do substances, some people eat too much, some people shop too much, but they need a crutch to move forward. And he often wonders if there's more in life. And that's the question that brought him to me, along with a panic attack that drove him on Sunday night to a hospital. He thought he was having heart attack, but the doctor said it's just a panic attack. So the corporate image that a lot of people in the higher levels of corporations have, what does it consist of? It consists of external labels, such as professional achievements, high-level job, a big bank account, from family, a spouse that does well in the corporate world, knows how to chit-chat at corporate events, kids that go to international schools and they're very good at academics, they're also sports employees. That's the stage to start. Why am I saying that? Because the moment someone sits his car, it's an instant evidence that he has made it. He's successful. He also engaged in struggling. Only in struggling. He owns upscale property in amazing destinations that everyone recognizes. Tuscany, Mykonos, Davos. He has exquisite university degrees. Because again, if you've been to an Ivy League university or a Greek university in the UK, everything is recognizable. You don't need to prove yourself. He has successful friends. That is also proof of his identity. And the more he collects external labels, the more he sanctions. The more he needs them, the more he's attached to them. The more his identity is not eternal. And of course, the Western societies encourage us to collect labels. well. People try, but they won't always make it. And that creates anxiety and depression. About being smart. Western societies tell us that we need to evolve our intellectual intelligence. There is no talk about emotional intelligence. But all studies show that unless you have evolved your intellectual intelligence and your emotional intelligence, you can be successful, but you won't be happy. So let's go and see what the private reality of a person that has internal mental balance consists of. This person believes in herself, her mental beliefs. She feels worth of self-validation, which means that the source and the location of her identity is internal. She does not depend on other people. She knows she's competent. She loves herself. But she loves herself in a substantial manner. Many people will love themselves through buying expensive things, cars, handbags, jewelry, very expensive watches, and they call this self-love. I have nothing against buying all those things, but this has been an addiction to love yourself substantially. And you love yourself substantially when you're happy with who you are. When you know your skills, you know your abilities. She takes care of her body, but it's not doing this to fit the social construct of the community. She's doing this because she loves life so much. She just wants to extend it, and she wants to have a good time. She wants to be pain-free, so she exercises without looking herself. She eats well, because she doesn't want to get sick. She feels limited. And what would that mean? That means that she knows that if she decides to do something, she's more than capable of doing it. So she's not limiting her dreams, her life, according to what people tell her she can be. She knows she has the skills to deal with all the challenges. We don't always resolve all challenges, but she knows she has the skills. And if she doesn't succeed, she knows she will have collected so much information, so many skills, that she can synthesize and succeed next time. Speed energy, physical and mental energy. How do we get first energies? One way we do this is by having a raised expectation. When I'm asking my clients to tell me how do they define the perfect week, they tell me, I want to have the mental and physical energy to work from 14 hours to 18 hours. I'm going to go home, play with my kids, be present with my wife, go to the gym, travel for work, travel for play, go to sports events, see friends. We need to contribute to that. And having those unrealistic expectations and believing in them and pushing yourself so hard will only push you deeper and deeper into depression, anxiety, dark thoughts, and obsessiveness. I would urge you to leave work at 5, 6 p.m. Have a night stop. I know it's not possible for every day, but the days you don't have late calls, or you don't have a dinner with a business partner, just leave. Go home, laugh, eat, exercise, go to the movies, exchange emotional molecules with the people you know. And when you disengage from your life, from time, from the environment and stress, that's when the most amazing ideas, the most creative ideas come running to your head. Another way to drive ourselves high depression and anxiety is the fight or hide response. When we see tigers everywhere. So this emergency mode was instilled in human beings for times of emergency. 70,000, 100,000 years ago, humans were living in the jungle. So when you're actually faced with danger and real behavior, you needed to go go into this mode and run. So what happens to you when you're in great danger? You're focusing narrowly on three things. Main priorities. Because if you never can find the path, it's going to take you to safety. You focus on time because you need to be much faster than the timer. And you also focus on your body because you need the energy. So in order to identify the fastest path, your body is going to secrete adrenaline. Adrenaline will travel from the spinal cord to your brain. And when that happens, your brain is going to light up like a Christmas tree. And you will see the screen. And adrenaline is highly addictive. So when we're addicted to adrenaline, we will keep taking ourselves all the way back to the flight or fight or flight response. Also, in order for your body to run the timer, you need your heart to pump a lot of blood. That's going to go to the extremities. So your heart starts pumping very fast. That's why people nowadays breathe there all the time. They're having heart attacks. They're experiencing a very long flight or fight response. So, corporate managers, they find themselves there sometimes all day. And when they go home, they can't relax. They can't improve. Do they sleep? Most of them don't. So that's what happens. Often pressure to succeed, leads to anxiety disorder, low self-esteem, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, and suicidality. And what do we do in order to do this? We listen to what society has told us. We need more success, more things, more labels. But that's how we find ourselves in a vicious cycle. So how do depression and anxiety affect corporate executives and is it working? There is a constant need to success, to succeed, no matter what. And what is it no matter what? No matter the amount of energy, no matter how many things need to be, no matter how many issues are breaking apart. I'm on the edge of a burnout. And that's the price I have to pay. I feel hopeless and frustrated. I have no downtime. I have no time to play and barely exist. I'm beautified with what I own, not how I feel. Then the last one takes us back. What society tells us. Do you want to be recognized? Do you want to be acknowledged and start collecting things? How you feel is not important. So we allow our fears to guide us in order to start our vision. What does that mean? Every time that I rehearse something again and again, I become very good at it. And also, if I keep seeing my future as bleak and scary, and then keep rehearsing it, that's all I will be seeing and that's all I will be feeling. So if I tell myself that there's a brown bear there who's charging against me, wanting to eat me, and I'm feeling and I'm feeling it, I will see myself in the scene. I really feel terrified. And we tend to do this again and again. And that's how we live our lives. The result, depression, severe anxiety, weak thoughts, we don't want to continue living. So how to create desired vision? Use this mechanism of the human brain. And the human brain can make thought more real and alive than anything else. We're the only mammals on Earth who can do that. But use it to your benefit, not your detriment. Have the feelings of the vision. Another way we drive ourselves nuts is by feeling that we are carrying the world on our shoulders. And a lot of managers, they feel that. And people in the C-suite, they will tell me, you don't get it. That's exactly what it is. If I let go, we're done. These people have had HR flags to them that they need to delegate. But what they're missing in order to do it is faith. They don't have faith that find yourself there, be empathetic. Try out. If you're doing the same thing again and again, you will never create results. Another way we protect ourselves is by having a list of catastrophic events that will happen to us in one lifetime. We get divorced, we lose our jobs, we go bankrupt, we lose our property, someone's gonna die, we're gonna be unhappy. So one of those things will definitely happen at some point in your life. But instead of getting depressed, feeling desperate, feeling that the future and the present are dark, allow yourselves to see that now you have vast opportunities. There are so many possibilities in life. Life has cleared the slate, and you can draw whatever you want on canvas. When my clients manage to overcome the depression and anxiety over loss, they're so thankful, they feel so grateful, because they know that the skills they have, all they are, no one can take away from them. So they use those skills to create the life they want. And 99% of the times, the life that they want, the life they create, is so much better than previous one. So don't be scared when you use something. See it as an amazing opportunity. Really love it. Another important thing to remember, so that you don't get depressed in actions, is that you're not the sum of your results. There is a lot more in you. You have intellect, you have feelings, you have friends, you have family. You have your skills and your abilities that are there inside you, no one can take away from you. So there's nothing wrong with achievements and accomplishments. There's a problem when we forget to live and become our accomplishments. So how can someone be flow? How can we leave depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, along with racing thoughts? Well, the first thing you need to do is to bring the loss of your identity inside you. You need to praise yourself for being the amazing you. Most of us forget to do it. We only get stuck with what we need to do or what we did wrong. That is going to drive you to depression and anxiety. You need to remind yourself of who you are all the time. In order to be in the flow, you need to create space and time for flow. Have dancing lessons. Have dinners. Go to movies. Eat popcorn. Play with your kids. Bring fun back. Keep them so happy because they're playing. And when they're playing, they make their imagination more real than anything else. So have fun. Smile and laugh like a child. Disconnect from everything that reminds you. Disconnect from time, environment, and your body. And when you do that, you will create such a safe environment, a rich environment inside you, where you can create the path that you desire, not the future you're ready. Be creative. Lose yourself in your creation, emotionally or artistically. Do you want to write an article? Do you want to write a book? Like Nathan? Do you want to learn how to do pottery? Try something. The ones that don't have any artistic hobbies, experiment. Go to a few and then decide which one doesn't. And then, if you don't feel well, if you feel your energy is going down, if you can't sleep, if you get up in the morning and you're not feeling well, engage in mental health care. Share your thoughts, your worries and dreams with your coach or counselor. And I know there's a lot of stigma around mental health care. But if you want something to change your environment, your culture, you're the first agent of change. You're the first one to do it and talk about it. Also, you're not alone. People feel that there's no one around. Seek emotional support when your energy level is declining. People will be very happy to give it to you. And one thing you need to start is the erroneous perception that no one cares about you. All the people who are suicidal or heavily depressed there's no one that cares about you. And women say, how about your husband, your wife, and your kids? They don't care about me. They only have the money, they have the lifestyle. That's not true. That's what you're telling yourself. When you're depressed, the chemicals in your brain are telling you that no one cares about you. Go against those chemicals. Identify the people who care about you. Have a conversation with them. I have never met in my life, personally or professionally, someone who's not loved, who's not perfect. So, to what extent are we in control of our daily actions, thoughts, and feelings? About the age of 35 years old, we're only in control of 5% of our mind. And that's a conscious only mind. The rest of it, 95% of it, is completely unconscious. What does that mean? That means that you need to use 5% of your conscious mind to choose the behaviors, to choose your thoughts, to be aware of what you're doing in order to change your unconscious mind. What are your fears, your desires, your anxieties, and your aspirations are embedded? If you do not use the 5%, you will be throwing unconscious programs again and again and again. So when you see a colleague, a difficult customer, your boss, even before you open their mouth, you already have a thought and feel, oh my God, I'm going to sign the contract, I'm going to be fired, no one cares for me, but nothing has actually happened. These are all those days in your past, and they're staring you dead. So how do you create a new life? You need to face your fears. You need to use the 5% of your conscious mind to be aware of your fears. And then you need to discard the fear, create a positive vision, desirable thought, and alleviated feelings. Alleviated feelings are joy, feeling the flow, feeling safe, emotionally, financially, feeling loved. Most of us are using strong feelings, but they're creating sort of fear, anxiety, depression. And this is the everyday life you have when you're using those feelings. So if you want to create a new life, new reality, use this model, it really works. But it's not enough to do it once, right? You need to do it again and again and again. If you go to the gym once, you're not going to get the muscle you want. So now I'm going to go to a little bit of neuroscience. Bear with me, I'm going to make it very simple. Why is it important for you to know your brain wave frequencies? Most of you are not, if you're not interested. But if I explain to you in what brain wave frequency you can create, you can communicate, you can be happy, you can innovate, you can communicate with your team and your loved ones, you might get a little more interested. And I will also show you some ways to move from a destructive brainwave frequency to a brainwave frequency that's more relaxing and healing. So let's start with better. You're in bed right now. So when you're in bed, your attention is in the outer world, your mind and your body are awake, you're processing information from all 5 senses. But beta has 3 different ranges. Now you're in the lower range beta. So you're relaxed, you can learn, you can have a conversation if you choose with the person next to you. But if I were to tell you, it's a test. I will test what you've learned today. You're probably going to move to mid-range beta, just a little bit. And in mid-range beta, we're going to build more per time. It's a creative type of stress. It's not a bad stress. Because you are asked to synthesize all the information you have in your brain and your body and create the desired outcome. But this is high-range beta. It's 8.5 times faster and more intense and more coherent than low-range beta. Look how coherent the waves are. Why? Because you're in survival mode. You're back in the jungle. You're being chased by tigers. But not it's not a real tiger, it's your colleague, it's your boss, it's your wife or your husband. So when you're there, you're hiring better, and people in corporations will find themselves there, and it's not their wanted. You can't think, you can't communicate, you can't have empathy. You won't be able to collaborate with your team, and organizations are very consisted of people. So if people cannot communicate in a team, and they don't have empathy for each other, they won't reach the goals. Because they find each other. And that's selfish, because that's what they do in the jungle. The jungle is all about the self, the body, time, and the environment. Also, when you're in high beta, you're tapping all your body's vital resources. And what that means, you're heading for disease. Whether it's mental, depression, anxiety, obsessiveness, insomnia, or physical. Autoimmune disorders have increased by 50% the last 30 years. Why? Because we're always in beta. And our autoimmune system cannot sustain these levels of beta. These were created to deal with the danger. And the danger will be out of the way in 15 minutes. But when you're there for months, weeks, you're going to turn on the genes of disease. Now, alpha is a very creative, imaginary state of being. Your inner world is more important than your outer world. And you can create, you can see the future that you want to have. You can resolve a problem. So creative teams of big organizations like Google and Disney, they create these brainwave frequencies because they want them to act like kids, to play, and that's when babies are going to find ahead. You know that they have bicycles, and they have sleeping codes and ping pong tables. Now theta is also very important brainwave frequency. You can see how the brainwaves, they slow down a lot. So your body is asleep and your mind is awake. But you're very programmable. This is when hypnotherapy works the best. Because the veil between your conscious mind and subconscious mind is completely different. There is no, so hypnotherapists can enter your brainwave system and give you better solutions. No need to be scared. Feel expansive, feel happy. And delta is deep sleep. It's very important because if you don't sleep deeply, then you will not be able to restore and repair. During the day, the tissue breakdown. Genes can be a little bit damaged, but when you go into a deep sleep, you can repair. So you wake up, you're refreshed, you're alert, everything feels different, you're ready to start your day. Now, do you think that people in corporations who are all the day, sometimes 16 hours, in beta, high beta, do you think that they can go to alpha and theta? Maybe they can go to alpha, but they're probably never going to go to delta. So they're not going to see, well, that's why they have insomnia. That's why they need to abuse alcohol. So it's very important to learn techniques of how to go from higher range beta to lower range beta to alpha to theta and finally delta. A very good technique is meditation. When your person doesn't work, just put your earphones in, take 10 minutes out, do some breathing, deep breathing. Listen to some music, do some meditation. You will definitely go from high beta to low range beta and hopefully to alpha. And when you hit alpha, you will see the solution. You will see the solution to your problem. In high beta, you will be angry, you will try to control, you will be selfish, you will not want to listen, you will not want to communicate. So you cannot create a community or feel happiness when you're in high beta. You need to bring your feelings down. And how do we do it? Meditation is a very great way to do it. Hypnotherapy is another great way to do it. But also breathing. The first thing you need to do, when you feel you're in high beta, is disengage from the environment. That is putting it there. Take 5 minutes out, walk, listen to your favorite music, Sit down, do some breathing. Now, I will take you through a very short meditation session. So not even 7 minutes. Sit back and relax. You're relaxed. You will probably be feeling that there are thoughts afterwards that come with your head. Try to tell those thoughts that they have no place in your mind, that you're going to get back to the later. So close your eyes. Deep breath in. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. And breathe out. Breathe out any stress for the day, stress for tomorrow. Allow yourself to relax. You're safe. No one needs anything. No one needs anything. It's just time to relax and let it go. This is the time for you. Now allow you to see yourself at the top of a staircase. The staircase has a view of the ocean. It has 100 steps all the way to the water. Have your hand on the handle of support. And with each step you take, breathe towards the end. Mind is the mind. Feel the exhalation. Allow your mind to relax. No one wants anything. No one needs anything. This time is for you. Now you're at step 10. So much power. So much sweet. Keep going down. And there's the down comes the legs out. There's step 9. 8. The world that you know is the one. Now it's 7. 6. Feel the tranquility of your body. Number 5. Step 5. We're almost there. Number 4. Feel that your body is letting go. And 3. And 2. All your muscles are so relaxed. And 1. You're at the floor. Let the staircase behind you. You're deeply relaxed. Only the ocean hand. I want you to feel the grains of sand under your feet. The breeze in the sand. The warmth of the sun. It's so pleasant. It's everywhere. I want you to find a place on a beautiful beach facing the ocean. You feel safe. The beach is secluded. No one is there. No one can see you. No one's there. Just lie down. And I want you to feel that all the movements are there in your head. Your head is pleasantly alive. Facial muscles are relaxing. Your throat is so relaxed. There's nothing you need to do. No one needs anything. Hand over your chest. Feel your heart beating. Saturate your mind. Feel immense love in your heart. Your eyes are so lucid and golden brown waters. They're going to the ocean. The ocean is dead. This is your true state. An empty soul, an empty mind. Fullness, love for you, for everything.